go, Pepsi. Oh, bending over. Oh, not again. Not again. Oh, wow. SuperCoach would have loved it, but my goodness. Your ice bubbles don't go snap, cuckle pop, cuzzy. No! Oh, they do. Worst footy call. Your ice bubbles don't go snap, cuckle pop, cuzzy. No! Oh, they do. Come on, Joey, stick it up, Spills.
Oi, one beer says he misses this because it's fucking Joe.
Nah, straight through the middle.
No chance, Joe.
Yes, no, Spills.
It's Dees on me, boys.
Hey, go, Joey. Go, son. Let's go, Joe.
Come on, Joey.
He's not kicking this one at Essendon, that's
All right,
for sure.
not again?
No,
You going again? Nah.
No, he's going to get
Couldn't
it.
be two in a row, could it?
No, he's going to get it.
Straight to the big six, Jones. Straight to the big sticks. That's it. Oh, is it? Oh, is it good? Is it?
No, just
Joe.
left. Just left.
All right.
Gary Ablett over the post situation, I reckon. You wouldn't know if it was...
For the lead.
If he misses this at Hawthorn, Clarko would drop him.
Straight through, mate. Straight through. Oh, he has.
Yes!
Oh, is it?
Yes, he's
Is
done
it? Is it? That's it, boys!
Come on, Lions!
Let's go, Lions! This could be very bittersweet here. Not on the score sheet for Lions, but SuperCoach score sheet skills. Oh, how do I feel? He has had a big quarter. Oh, I don't know.
He's
passed off.
If his goal kicking's as good as he's cooking, get back him in from here.
That's it.
And it is!
Oh, yes, but no. How do I feel? Spills, we've lost the lead, but could we be a league matchup? Oh, don't know. Don't know.
Take a small win.
Come on, Lincoln.
This is Ashcroft's goal, this one, Gio.
100%, mate. Yay! That's for Ushy!
Keep practicing, Nicholas.
Come on, Link.
Come on, Link. He's got it. Yep.
That's it, Link!
Take me home to a place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Spills.
What was that, mate?
It's going to cost us
I
a
won't
game.
believe it behind the scenes.
I'm calling it now. We're going to lose by 5 points. That'll cost us a game. Come on, Maxie.
But he's never kicked a goal from here.
We're up by enough, Causa. We're up by enough,
Well,
mate.
it's a first for everything, Causa.
Yeah.
I'm backing him in.
Come on, Maxie. Let's go, son. Oh, it's high. It's high. Maxie! Well done, son. Tim English? Who are you, Tim English? Got nothing on this man. Let's go, Joe.
Give him a hush, Joe.
Straight to
King
you,
and
boys.
Joey!
Come on.
Give him a hush, Joe.
Yes, Joey! You!
Come on, Chucky.
No, fuck. Good go, Dev! Go, Pepsi!
Too hard enough.
Go, Pepsi!
Go, Joey!
No! Pressure, you can't call. You can't call that.
Oh.
This would be a good vlog for the club.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you. I don't know, mate. I'm gonna do a Harrison Petty, I think, mate. I may do a Harrison Petty.
What, and cry on the tally?
I might, mate, on the tally,
and
mate.
fucking cry on the tally.
Minute 20
Oh, no.
down.
Piss off, Max.
Minute
No,
20
no,
down.
no. Surely not. Surely fucking not. Fuck off.
How long is that?
Oh, fucking hell! No, it's not after the siren.
How long is that?
Definitely not.
How long is there, Causa?
Minute 20. Minute 15 or something.
I don't reckon.
Mate, this guy's shots for goal tonight have been terrible. Surely he's not going to fucking get
I
this.
don't even think he's got the distance.
This can't happen, man.
Come on.
This can't happen.
Here. Please miss. Please miss. Miss! Nope. 35 there. 35.
Dan Houston all over there.
35. Come on, Ashley out of the middle, down to Joey. Fucking hell! 4 out of the last 5. 4 out of the last 5 there. Come on!
Twice. Stings, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, Chucky!
Where's Ashley? Not yet. Whoa!
Ball to it! Ball!
There's only 30 seconds now.
No.
Oh no, dear. 17 seconds, mate.
Has this happened?
No,
This is dead set happened, has it?
Another loss.
Wake me up from this nightmare. Seriously.
Go, Ashley!
Fuck, come on, miracle on grass. Go! 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 It's going to be Joe! Eric! Yes! Yes! Yes, Eric! It's ours! Surely fucking not! It's our mark! It's ours! Woo!
Oh, that was his mark! That was his mark!
G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to the Round 18 review. Hope you all had a crack of a week yourselves. Look, to be quite honest, my weekend didn't start off in the best fashion. As you can see with a little intro there, the Dees got us by points in the end. I was getting probably a little bit too confident, particularly towards the end of that third quarter, but we absolutely stunk it up in the last quarter. Maxi Gorn dominated. And it was a bit of a bizarre feeling. You're going, come on, Maxi, score well, but don't dominate too much, mate, because I still want the Lions to get a win here. So, an interesting start to the weekend, but shout out to Spielkorser and all the other boys that were there. It was a great night, apart from the overall result. But, yep, the D's just too good in the end. But, look, we're here for SuperCoach, and what a round it was. What a round of total carnage it was. And for me, it was the trade merry-go-round. My plans dropped and changed probably more than they ever have during a single round of football. I've had nothing like it before. I was hit pretty hard, maybe not as hard as other people, but obviously the Seagull, Sarong, we knew those two blokes weren't going to get up. But then the DCAM news comes through, and really late in the piece, we find out that Tommy Green's out for 3 weeks with a hammy. So, geez, where was I even starting? Well, I'll tell you where I was starting, and it was a very, very good hold in the end, because originally Max Gorn was going out of my side leading into this weekend. I'd had enough of the big fella, just wasn't scoring well enough with Grundy in the side as well. The pairing just was not working, so I was going to get out of Dodgeville and get on to Big Timmy English, because I thought he had a big score in his round this week. And didn't he dominate? Didn't that big man dominate? And I tell you what, that first game on a Thursday night, I watched the first quarter and then just couldn't watch on. The big fella was just scoring like I hadn't seen him score before. On track for a 200. Slowed up a little bit, I suppose you'd say, but still a 170 plus. Lots of people with the VC on him. And that was the other frustrating part, the fact that originally I actually had the VC on Timmy when I brought him into my side. But when news filtered through that Grundy was going to be playing VFL football, I just could not go through with the trade. I thought we've got to hold here, because as a solo ruck, Maxi Gorn is the number one in the competition, bar none. And we saw that on the weekend. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get 200 plus games from Maxi every week, but it just goes to show that when he's the main man there, when he's got the whole slice to himself, or the whole cake, not just a slice, the whole cake to himself, he just goes absolutely nuts. So that was a ripper hold. Then the next trade, it was looking like it was going to be like a Sicily in for Will Day. And then I thought about things. I looked at his form and I thought, you know what, apart from that 65, Day has actually come back. So we're not going to worry about him. Next, it was Harry Sheasel. Only had the money to get him up to either a Sinclair or a Luke Ryan. I decided on Luke Ryan. I thought, bang, that is where I'm going. Then all of a sudden, this injury news comes through. And the DCAM stuff, the Tom Green stuff, I thought, well, I'm facing at least a donut here. I'm facing the one donut here because all my cover is already either injured or on the field. So I've got to do something. And at this stage, Marrick wasn't playing either. So he wasn't even listed as an emergency. Just no chance of playing. So I thought, well, with this news out now, I need to make 2 trades to actually avoid a donut. So I decided to pull the trigger. I had 3 left. As you can see, only the 1 there now. I had 160 plus K in the bank. And I did decide in the end, well, the first combo I was looking at was Luke Ryan and Nick Martin. But James Sicily just really, really tempted me. It was all about getting a pod in the side. And I thought to myself, look, having him will be such a big advantage over most of the competition. He was a very popular trade in this week. But unfortunately, the bloke just did not deliver. And stuff you Ford, stuff you Zeeble. What's happened here is 2 of my exes have come back to absolutely slap me in the face. And they said, dear, your new shiny toy, you'll get no points this week on our watch. So, bug you, Jay-Z. Bug you, Eddie Ford. This was just a nightmare on debut. An absolute nightmare. The bloke had been averaging, 130 for 5 rounds. This one was just like a dagger to the heart. But hopefully he bounces back this week. But I'm really looking forward most of all to that St Kilda game. Because hopefully he's going to go off chops again. Opposition coaches, please don't get any ideas here. Do not trade the man. And the other bloke I decided to get in, and this was looking red hot at the start of the at the end of the first quarter. It was Mr. Shea Bolton. Now, I've had a very much a love-hate relationship with this bloke, and he's got a low floor, but he's got a very, very high ceiling. And I thought, do you know what? Well, teams are potentially fielding donuts this week. If I can get a really nice score from Bolton, let's just say a 125 plus, and hey, pretty realistic against the Eagles, then I could be looking really, really nice here. In the end, went 100 plus, but super disappointing after he was on, I think it was 42, 44 points at quarter time. But it was around that, could have been anything here. Now, I'm not complaining. This is a bit of a comeback round for me. Top 1% score. What was I for the round? Inside the top 1,000, just 998 for the round. And that's brought me closer and closer to my goal of finishing at least inside the top 5K, 5,390. So I reckon I might be, 40 points behind 5K at this stage. So wrapped with that, but did need to use a couple of trades. Wasn't wrapped to have to do that with DCAM because I got him in for ruck cover. And Briggsy is looking a little bit tired, I think, at the moment. And that does concern me a little bit. But I do have the one still in the bank. But it's not a nice feeling, is it, when you've only got one? Not complaining. You got blokes like Abs that have burnt through their trades and facing multiple donuts. And most likely will for the rest of the season. So I'm pretty lucky in that respect. But all in all, super pumped with this score, 25.03. At one stage, it was 26-something. But then you got your Merritts, your Sicilies, other players underperforming, which is unfortunate. But I'm not complaining with a score of 2,500 plus this week. So, look, I'll quickly take you through the side. There's not a heap to discuss. I don't think I'll make any trades this week. But, yeah, look, who knows? Who knows? With the carnage that we've already seen last week, who knows what we're going to be faced with this week. But that was a very, very long intro, guys. As I said, hope that you're well. Let's see how the team's actually looking. Alrighty, let's get into it. So, as you can see, just this solitary trade, very, very lonely there, and 11k in the bank, and I still got a bloody boost. Would not believe it. Blokes be killing for boosts at the moment, so I wish there was some sort of a trade or a barter system, because if I could give someone a boost just for a solitary trade, I would do that in a heartbeat, and we could both be winners here. So maybe in the future, who knows? But Let's start off in defence. So, Nicky D, 130. He was the VC for this week. So, I'm always a big believer in trying to put the VC on who you think will be the ideal captain in your side. It was either going to be him or Bont, but I had a little bit more faith in Dacos. Lost a point there, but that's okay. Lock 130 in. All sweet, all good. Coming up against Port this week, it was Lockie Jones that they tried to send to him last time, and that was an absolute joke. He made a mockery of that Nick Dacos. So, I'm still a little bit paranoid about having in my combo this week, but to be honest, I haven't really thought about my captains. We'll do that after I quickly go through the side. Sis, I mentioned before, super disappointing, but I had to jump on this week. I had to do it. He had that low break even. I had no idea, and I didn't even consider the fact that he may get tagged. Bloody Eddie Ford and Jack Zeeble, would not believe it. The other issue here was that Blank was obviously out of the side, but I didn't grab him just for this week. I grabbed him just for the St Kilda week. No, the joke. It was obviously for the rest of the season, but just the fact he's that real pod. I know going into this round, he was in under 10% of the top sides going around. So, yeah, a shattering week, but keep in mind we had, Sinclair score really poorly, and a few other premiums as well on all lines this week. So, can't complain too much, but better than holding him for 4 weeks and copping this garbage anyway. Tommy Stewart, 104. I'll take that. They absolutely smashed the Dons, so 100 plus from a defender, I think he's okay. Will Day, this bloke has really, really hit back. I think it's been 4 out of the last 5 weeks have been 100 plus, included a nice 140 plus there as well. 120 this week. It was just that low score of 65 where things just didn't quite click for him, but this week looked red hot again, and rapt to have this bloke in my side. I made a bold call a little while ago to say that this guy could be better than Sicily. And hey, total points, I got there. Should get there. Absolute fluke. What a terrible call that was at the time. Sheasel, 103. This could have been a 150, the way that he was tracking. But Finn McGuinness, bugger you, Finn. I've said bugger you, Jay-Z, bugger you, Ford, bugger you, Finn. You just had to go to him. And look, they had to do it. He was really tearing it up. And look, again, a Sheasel type giving you 100 plus, you really just have to take with both hands and not complain whatsoever. So he was back to that half-back role, so that's the friendliest role for him. That's where I want to see him play. And who are they playing this week? I'm not sure. We'll check in a sec. Hopefully he doesn't get tagged this week. Himmelberg with an 80. Oh, it's such a frustrating own. He is my 23rd man officially, so hopefully more weeks than not I won't have to use him. But again, hopefully I can score a bit of a ceiling game. I don't know. Just such a frustrating watch. It is what it is. So Seagull didn't play, and Constable, is a new coach going to bring him in? Come on, Kingy, do the community a favour and just give him a couple of games. Give him a couple of games. Look, the cash gen isn't going to help me. Maybe a warm body will, though, in the last few rounds. Onto the midfield. I'm going through this really slowly, I know. Going to bang through this. Bont, 131. You expect this every week from him. Brownlow, it's going to be tough with Nicky Dacos, but I think he's right in the mix. And that's stating pretty much the obvious, isn't it? A phenomenal season. What's he averaging? 128.2. Brilliant from Bont. Zeret in his 200th. Super disappointing, but I am not going to complain from a poor week from this wonderful man, because when I've traded him into my side, he just hasn't failed me. Just delivered every week. Captain scores. Been on fire. So very disappointed for him, because I managed to watch him live the week before against the Crows, and he looked absolutely sublime. He is such a talented player. But yeah, unfortunately for him, just couldn't put his best foot forward. A lot of opposition pressure on him, and possibly may happen to Lachie Neale this week. Now, you may look at this score from Lachie Neale and say, who on earth tagged him? Geez, they must have done a ripper job. Let me tell you, to my eye anyway, and I was watching it live, he wasn't getting tagged. This was just a really poor game by this man, Lachie Neale. You know, he's got really lofty standards, very high standards, we know this, but at 75, I just did not see this coming. I wasn't expecting a massive score necessarily against the Dees, and to be honest, I thought he'd cop a little bit of attention. I thought, given the fact that Dunkley's out of the side, if they could shut down Neale, that may go a long way towards winning the game, but they didn't have to in the end. We shot ourselves in the foot. So, Yeah, it's really hard to explain. I really can't explain it. It was just a poor game from him. He was just off. But again, this bloke, since trading him in after his bye, has not failed. 140s all over the shop, everyone being 100 plus. First failure, that's all good. I'll forgive the man. Track, now, I tell you, look, tell me, right? So let's have a look at this, right? 12 kicks, 3 marks, 14 handballs, so 26 disposals, 4 goals, 2, if you don't mind, 4 tackles, 16 of those possessions were contested, 3 free kicks for, just the one against there. Not a huge amount of clangers, so same as last week. Now tell me, to the eye, when you look at those stats, you'd be thinking, geez, 150, 60, did he push a little bit more? What the heck is going on? 113? Are we serious? This is... I don't know how to explain. I would love Champion Data to come out and explain to the community how this man was scored only 113 points. Maxi, a 215. Was this a 100-point difference in impact? Maxi certainly had the biggest impact on this game. But 26 and 4, 16 of those contested, chuck 4 tackles in as well. Come on, that is not a 100-point difference. Not a chance in the world. How this bloke didn't get to, okay, I'll be generous, a 140 at an absolute minimum, I have no idea, because I was watching the game, I was watching really, really closely, and he was super impactful. Melbourne won by a point, and this bloke kicked 4 goals too, and had 26. Come on, Champion Data, what are you doing? Obviously, the trainee in the office didn't have Track on his side this week and has sort of managed to get his way into the system and just deduct points from this bloke. It's an absolute farce, I think. I have no words for it. Super annoyed because Melbourne ended up winning. This man dominated, so at least give him a bloody 170 for me. Yeah, don't know what happened there, but explanation needed, I think, anyway. I think I'm speaking on behalf of all Christian Petrarca, the cement bag owners there as well. Rory Laird, 151. Super game from him. We thought that last week would be the big comeback game after his sub 100. Klopp put out the stats on Twitter. Shout out to you, great man. Absolute legend of the Twitter community and SuperCoach community. A wonderful human. Make sure you give Klopp a follow there on Twitter. But the data was there. After he has that low, sub 100, he comes up and goes absolutely bang. Normally it's 130 plus, but we didn't quite get that last week, but we did get a lovely 150 this week, which certainly makes up for that. Issue here is that he may have a slight shoulder issue. Certainly came back on and scored 50 points in that last quarter. So we're hoping that it's not going to affect him moving forward. He's a tough little bugger. But if Rory Laird's out, again, it's just going to prove to be carnage for so many people. Fingers crossed he isn't. Been really sold the last couple of weeks anyway. Jordan Dawson with a 126 obviously made his way into my midfield, and that was another reason why I wanted to get a defender in the side. I really wanted to open up that link. I was losing the ruck forward link. I thought, well, at least I want some sort of other link in my side, and having that defensive mid link is just something extra on top, particularly when I've only got the one trade there. Dawson 126, that's fine. Still with 105, so certainly not the heights of 140 like he did last week, but I think he was he St Kilda's highest scoring player? If not, he was very, very close to the top. He had blokes like Rowan Marshall this week, go sub 60, so I don't think Brad Crouch set the world on fire either, so the fact that he's gone 100 plus is super exciting for me, and I'll just take any sort of 100 from Jack Steele from here until the end of the season. Wrap with that. My expectations certainly aren't high, but they are higher than what they were, say, a fortnight ago anyway. Now, Windy came on and did a bloody superb job. I think he got about 26 touches himself, some contested, had some tackles as well. So thank you very much, great man. You really did deliver the 1 week that I needed you, and I'm pretty dead sure that this was his highest score of the season as well. So what a week to deliver. Thank you very much. And all Windy owners would have been praising him this week. thank you very much, mate. Sarong, that was a ridiculous suspension, in my opinion. Maybe owner's bias, but come on. I just think it's a bit soft anyway. Rouston is absolutely nothing. Probably my worst trade of the season. Close to. I went Chesser up to Rouston to get a dead rookie out of my team. And I've just replaced him with a dead rookie and had to pay up for the bugger. So that hasn't worked out well. Roberts apparently played really well in the resis on the weekend. So it'd be nice for teams if he could get a recall. He's sitting on most of our benches, isn't he? Most teams I see when you scroll down on game day, Roberts just down there in the bottom somewhere in the mid or up forward. And then we get to this line, the ruck line, Maxi gone, 215. I'm not going to talk too much about the bloke, but I will say this. With Brodie Grundy out of the side, he is a SuperCoach beast. And I don't even know who they're playing this week. Not in the 3 games I can see there. But I'll very, very much highly consider having this bloke as my captain. So what a game from him. I watched him live. It was, look, when Brisbane were winning, it was so enjoyable because I thought, hey, we're going really well here. And so is Maxi, but he's not affecting us too much on the scoreboard at the moment. This is absolutely fantastic. But as we know, he had a phenomenal last quarter, a phenomenal game as a whole. But that last quarter, we just couldn't get it past him, and he pretty much won the game for Melbourne. Good news about that, though, and damn that it had to happen, against my boys. But moving forward, I can't see Grundy coming into this side anytime soon. Why on earth would you change the formula that they had on the weekend? You'd be crazy to do so. I think Grundy's playing some sort of a scratch match this weekend, or was it last weekend? I'm not too sure. But he'll be in the VFL in the short term anyway. The season is running out, so if he comes back, when he comes back, I'm not too sure. But while he's out of the side, Gawn is a fantastic pick. If you look to trade him into your side, you just got to hedge your bets that Brodie isn't going to suddenly flourish as a forward. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm just wrapped that I'm just a current owner, and I don't need to make the decision. And Kizza, 79, so a little bit disappointing here. As I mentioned in the intro, he just looks a little bit tired to me. He's giving away lots of extra free kicks against as well. That is a very underrated stat with Big Kizza. I think the 2 free kicks against late in the game really cost him some points. I think it may have been around 20 points. So that's one thing that he's got to try to get out of his game, because he has been giving away those frees during some really crucial stages of the game, which is never great for scaling, is it? So am I concerned with the pick? Slightly, I must admit. Just looking at him, he just seemed like he was a little bit of a step off. He's been getting lots of rub downs, spending a bit of extra time on the bench. I haven't got stats to back that up. That's just from the eye test watching him. So I hope that he can manage just to track through to the end of the season with some 100+ scores. If he doesn't, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. I do have the one trade, but who are you getting? You're not getting anyone fantastic, and you're just gambling pretty much on another ruckman, the Robs of the world. So, look, all good for now. But those people that traded English ahead of Briggs, which I never recommended to do, I said maybe a Marshall could look to do it, but English is just the number 1 man in the game. Yeah, those people would be hurting, particularly after the weekend. But, we all love Big Kizza. He's an absolute beast, that fella. Errol, 117. So consistency has come back to his game. This bloke is just such a super player. And in his draft, I've got him as number 1. Number 1 play for me, Errol. Just an absolute freak. I would take him over Jamara, I think. But Jamara, again, has been pretty solid as well. Rosie, again, I'm going to rush through this, sorry. Solid with 108. Can't complain. Super. Trento, bit of a comeback game. He was going to be probably my backup captain. Would have been the most likely choice for me, I think, if Nicky Dacos hadn't come through. Look, it wasn't super against West Coast, but better than sub-hundreds that he's been giving us the last fortnight. Man, this one's frustrating. I don't know what's going to happen with him. Couple of 80s in a row. I traded him in for Clary. So, look, hey, way better than having Clary. I'm glad that I didn't bloody hold like lots of other people did. But, that kamikaze, game style, I think it's come to bite him in the bum a little bit. You can't blame a groin on that necessarily, I know, but a little bit sore apparently. I think he basically took himself off for the majority of the last quarter. Another reason for my 2,600 projected going right down the gurgler. Again, not complaining in a carnage week like that, but yeah, I just hope that he gets up. I hope that he gets up, or if he misses, just the week, because it's so frustrating when you've got a full premium team and you just can't play your 22 premiums. So, yeah, hasn't been great. If you trade him in for just, say, Josh Dunkley, I know many people did, or even a Tom Green, say, last week, you would have been pretty disappointed. Hopefully he lifts his game. Bolton, already mentioned, was just red hot, but guess what? When you kick 2 goals, 4 behinds, you can't expect one of those ceiling scores. If even 2 more of those goals go through, dang, we've got a really, really nice score in our hands here. It was 105 at the end of the day, but Marriott ended up getting a 67. So what's that? Damn, 33, 38 points. Not what I was looking for. Remember as well, when I made these trades, and I could have reversed... No, I couldn't have even... No, because Cameron played earlier. Yeah. Super frustrating. Damn. Oh, well, it is what it is. At least he's played decent game. Hopefully keeps his spot. And Cogs as well, 93. Just another mediocre game from him. I just want a little bit more. 99.2 for the season. At least get us up to 102, mate. That'd be really nice. A couple of ceiling games would be lovely. So that is how the team's looking, guys. Trades for this week. I'm not going to do any trades. I'm just going to leave that one in the sleeve. Up the sleeve, sorry, not in it. Let's optimize. See how we're looking. So currently 2,400. What are you going to get me to? 2631. That'd be nice. So what have we done here? So Himmelberg's... okay. Sicily as the vice captain against Richmond? Yeah, okay. And I've got Errol as captain away against Freo. I'm not too sure about that. Who knows what Eric will do? I really don't know. Oh, okay. So this is really tempting. I'm pretty sure that I'll select my VC from the first game of the week. For English owners on that Thursday night, what a feeling. What a feeling. And that's the other thing I've got to mention as well. Super frustrating that that the news came through late about Tom Green, because if I had the option, I would have traded in Libba in a heartbeat, in an absolute heartbeat. I've been wanting Libba all year, and that would have been the perfect scenario to get him. Unfortunately, yeah, he played the first game, and the news didn't come through till after that, or at least I didn't hear it till after that, so super frustrating. But I'm getting sidetracked again. This video's gone way too long for round 18 review. Apologies, guys. If you're still here, then well done. Yeah, look, Zeret or Bont, it's definitely going to be a choice between those two at this stage, I think. I could go real pottish and go Sicily there, but after last week, you know, when someone gets a 58, you're so worried about chucking the C on them. But look, maybe a pod VC if I skip one of these two, but I don't think I will. Carlton West Coast obviously does nothing for me. The Lions and Geelong, again, Lockie after that 75. O'Connor will probably give him some attention. Probably not this week. It's at the Gabba though, who knows? Tom Stewart I've got. Probably not the Gabba as well, so I'll probably bypass them. Freo Sydney, well, the optimizer's telling me Errol here. What's he projected at? 143. Pretty generous, but look, he's got the ceiling. Who knows? Freo, I've got the Schlong back in the side on the field. No, I'm not going there. No. Although I reckon that week off may have really done him the world of good. May not have been the worst thing in the world, because, you know, he's had that ankle issue, been able to rest up, you know, the way that he plays his football, his game style, your body would be bloody banged up at this stage of the season. So maybe that was, you know, a positive in amongst all the grey clouds there. Port and Collingwood, well, geez, I'm just praying that Butters gets up, not considering him as captain. Rosie's just giving you those nice scores, but I want those ceiling games. Nicky D, I'm not really feeling it this week. I don't know, a bit of gut feel up there at Port. I'm not really feeling it. They're projecting him 135, so definitely up there with the biggest scores projected for my side. But yeah, just something doesn't sit right with me. Don't have Tom Green, wouldn't even consider him. Cornelio Himmelberg, no. Don't have Tuke or anyone, no. Alright, so Max against Rob. Max against anyone, really. Look, I'm going to do a little bit of research and see what sort of scores Rob's been giving up. He looked okay, actually, live the other week against Essendon when I was watching him. Did some good things, actually. Possibly, and then I've got Jack Steele. Certainly not going to be Sheasel. Not going to be Track with that forward roll. Lairdy. Maybe a Laird or a Dawson. It's a bloody tough one, isn't it? Look, at this stage, I'm going to go probably Bont into the man with a massive ceiling in Maxi Gorn. Oh, no, I pressed trade. No way. Get out of it. Not a chance would I do that after his performance. So, yeah, that's pretty much how the team is going to sit, guys. Now, it has optimised, but what have I got here with the loop? So, you got Constable, who can also now come here, but that won't matter. All right, so he's playing later here. Ah, but it's a pain because you've got the Giants and the Roos. So that actually does work out because we'll see how the Seagulls scores, and then depending on what happens there, I'll be able to bring one of these blokes off. In the meantime, it may make sense. Jewel's not going to play. I've got Bolton at 140. No, so that won't work. So I was going to say that potentially I could chuck Bolton as my emergency here. But the timing won't allow me to do that. So you always got to be careful there. So I'll just need to do that. So basically I'll explain what happens here. So if Lloyd scores well, then I'll chuck Constable on field here. And then I've pretty much got the choice to play either Himmelberg or Sheasel, but I won't be able to loop them because I'll have Marek there. So if Marek maybe doesn't get a game, possibly Butters, if he's out, I won't even need a loop. Windy, here's the last game, so won't need anything there. So that's how I will be lining up this week. Projected 2,600 plus, so that's all good. At this stage, apart from Butters, I don't think I'm going to be carrying any injuries. So if that's the case, that means that I've got the Seagull as cover. I've got Windy as cover, who scored a nice 90 last week. And then Marek, who scored, a 67, I think it was. So looking okayish, I suppose. Goals for me from here until the end of the season. Definitely want to crack that top 5K. And hopefully I'm even in with a shot of going 4. 3 would be pretty much a dream, I think. But who knows? Sky's the limit from here. That's it for me for now, guys. I have gone on and on and on for this. This has been, as I mentioned before, way too long for round 18 review video. So I do apologise. Maybe just a little bit excited that we're getting towards the end of the season. I've managed to get full premium with an extra one on the side there for that 23rd. And hey, have a best week of the season. So a little bit up and about, particularly after that terrible loss from Brisbane. So that's it for now, guys. I'm going to get together with Spills and Janeth, the two legends as always, for the Swordplay Potty. Really hoping to get a special guest on as well. And as always, I'll get through the stocky, hopefully on a Thursday morning, if we're lucky, even a Wednesday night. So that's it for now, guys. Take care. All the best. I'll see you soon in the next one. Cheers, bye. Oh, and by the way, on reflection, maybe it wasn't Hippie's mark.